What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? It's a sad day in Raptor land. Our game-winning streak, 9 game, the tied for I think they said the fourth longest in franchise history, comes to an end on a pretty sad night, actually, pretty pathetic night. There were moments in this game that were just painful to watch. I mean, you could feel it slipping away a little bit at the end of the third quarter, but definitely mid fourth was like, oh no, what are you guys doing? The old Raptors were returning. Nobody could score. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. Nobody knew what to do. Suddenly, RJ Barrett missing was so obvious how much we need this guy, and we shouldn't be trying to trade him away. I'm not sure there was the right coaching decisions made either. People are saying that Darko should be up for Coach of the Year. Why? Because we got some good players. I mean, this is like. Team that I feel like I could manage, and I'm not sure I wouldn't do a better job of getting them out there. What? Because I'm going to run around and go into everyone's face that let's go, let's go, let's go. But there has been some respect. Ingram said at the post game interview last time that he felt the best thing about coming to Toronto was Darko. So I'm not going to totally diss this guy and run him out of town yet. But my gosh, my man, what are you doing? Can you not see Grady Dick has got some problems? Grady Dick needs to sit for an entire game and be taught a lesson that, you know what? Yeah, get your uniform on, but you're not going to get into the game. You're going to just sit there and you're going to watch the game and you're going to think about how you can contribute when you get in there. Because oh my God, he was turning over the ball. I mean, he had a couple of nice plays, a couple of nice plays. There was a nice give and go with Brandon Ingram. That was sweet. It was going to be one of my highlights of the night had the Raptors won when they were headed in that direction, when they were up by 14. How can we let like Charlotte Hornets? People are out there going, the Raptors are a menace. The Raptors are a force. I was commenting all over YouTube, telling people, yo, 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 you should pump the brakes. Like, let's hang on a second here. What are we getting all excited about? We're beating mediocre teams. Yes, it's good when you do what you are supposed to do and beat those mediocre teams. You can rack up a lot of wins. You can put yourself in a nice playoff position. But was it realistic that we were going to hang around a second? I don't know. Losing to Charlotte certainly doesn't feel right. What's going to happen tomorrow? Are we going to be able to turn it around and beat the Knicks? Because the Knicks are actually a team too that, we should be contending against. People think that they're they have a chance to come out of the East. The Knicks, that is, of course, and we're going to be playing them in this NBA Cup. So it'll be a real test tomorrow. But yeah, and please, Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is the savior. I think Brandon Ingram's played great. I really do think that he has done a nice job of taking off some pressure from Scotty Barnes, but we got to get Scotty Barnes the ball more often down low. Uh, like in that fourth quarter run where Brandon Ingram couldn't do anything, Emmanuel quickly with two brutal turnovers. And again, I'm not an Emmanuel quickly hater. He actually played pretty solid this game. I mean, Emmanuel quickly had 22 points, Scotty Barnes with 30, Brandon Ingram 22. But Jakob Poeltl, not enough plays being run for this guy, and there were some awkward moments too. Again, I'm not sure if Ingram sort of sucks the life out of the room with that, but like, let's go to Pirtle more often. He only had 8, and Jacoby Walter. This is our problem. This is the glaring problem with the Toronto Raptors. So I was going to run through maybe a couple other points here. Mamu came off the bench decently with 13. The real killer from them was Miles Bridges. I mean, oh my gosh, this guy was a freaking stud muffin in the fourth and in overtime. 35 points, but I'd love to see a breakdown of where he got his because it was like they just said, "Yo, LaMelo Ball, stop your goofing around. You're gonna be riding the pine. We're keeping Sexton in there, and we're gonna ride Miles Bridges to this thing." And they did it. And this Diabate guy was a friggin' energy bunny all over the place. The Energizer Bunny just nonstop. He kept going and going and going. Couldn't do anything against him. Even in that last, there was like we almost sort of took the ball away, and man, he just anyway got there, recovered. He was all over the place. Every time the Raptors were not scoring, he seemed to be there, either causing a block or getting, in someone's face. Unlike Brandon Ingram, who they give it to their rookie. And okay, again, this guy, yes, he's a leading rookie candidate. Newpol or Nipple, I don't know. I've heard a bunch of different ways that people are pronouncing his name. let's go with nipple for comic relief because, Brandon Ingram should have been able to get a hand on that nipple to block that shot. At least get a hand up in his face. You don't necessarily even have to touch the ball and get an actual block, but he's standing there like Brandon Ingram. What, you think this guy's going to go around you? Do you not read a scouting report? This guy is the leading 3-point getter for all rookies. And this is like the last possession of the game. It's 101, 104, sorry, I guess 104 Raptors to 101 at this point. And there's like 12 seconds or 15 seconds at the most left in this game. And Brandon Ingram is standing there like he's getting ready to move sideways to not let this guy go around him. What the hell is going on? Hello? Like in my limited basketball, I'm aware you got to get hands up, man. Hands up. Brandon Ingram said that he watched from the bench as he was traded last year and didn't play the energy on defense, and he wanted to make sure that he contributed to the D when he came here. And this guy not contributing to the D as in defense, he's contributing to, anyway, not putting effort in. And it was the worst Brandon Ingram sort of scenario that you worry about bringing a guy like this over, where he can't defend. That is his weakness, and it cost us this game this time. But the most glaring problem of this Toronto Raptor team with RJ Barrett not on the floor is the replacement at his position and or Ingram. I mean, it kind of depends on how you lay it down. So I'm going to try and get in depth here a little bit and give some pointers that I think Mr. Darko Rajakovic should have put Battle in. I'm a big Battle supporter. If you've watched any of these videos before, you'd know that I think Battle legitimately had a chance for Rookie of the Year last year had they given him proper minutes. And I do not understand why they didn't, because the guy is a 3-point assassin. I've seen him even go to the bucket reasonably well too. I mean, he's a tall, big dude. They didn't give him any runway, didn't give him any minutes. They had, the Jacoby coming starting and Dick starting in a bunch, which they think these are the two guys, but it's not looking like it. There's a guy on the Fan 590 in Toronto in the mornings. He comes on at 9 o'clock, and suddenly his name escapes me, but I think he's got initials. I actually met his sister up doing whitewater rafting anyway years ago. Um, it'll come to me in a second, but he was doing an interview the other day talking how he felt Grady Dick was not living up to sort of the expectations of what we thought this guy was capable of. I'm starting to buy into that. And I like Dick. I think Dick is great. I think Dick could be the future or, future star for this Raptor team. But he's not living up to it, man. He's bricking. He's intimidated. He's timid. He's afraid. He doesn't want to throw up a shot. Guy just, get this guy on the drills, get him till he can get whatever. I think one of their drills is you do 90 and 100 shots or something like that. And if you can't get, as soon as you get 10 misses, you're starting over again to try and get 90 of 100. Like, let's get this guy in the gym hitting those and sitting on the pine watching while we put Jameson Battle in for his minutes and let Jameson Battle develop and get those shots, because, let's just run down quickly here. Literally, I was starting with quickly, but I will also try to be quick and wrap this thing up, because an overtime loss is something nobody wants to admire in. But I got some points I think are relevant. Manuel quickly is our starting number one point guard at the one position. Jamal Shed is a solid backup. We all agree. Even they end up playing minutes together and they started the overtime together. I don't know if that was the best move either, but anyway, anything we did in this loss obviously wasn't the best move, but I think that's a solid pairing. Then I'm jumping to our 5 position because I also think this is a pretty solid backup we've got. We've got Jakob Poeltl. Again, maybe we could do more stuff with him this game, but maybe he's still slightly injured. I don't know. He was in foul trouble too and sat a bit, but Mamu Kellisfili, decent, seems solid. Didn't have a great game today, but still, I'll take it overall. Then we got Scotty Barnes. And I don't know if this is exactly his pairing because I think you could argue that Colin Murray Boyles is more of a four. He's probably technically the Brandon Ingram swap, but I put him here with Barnes because he's a defense first kind of guy, and I feel like their matchup is more similar. So, when Barnes comes out, Colin Murray Boyles is more likely to come in to provide that same level of defense, and you're not going to necessarily take Brandon Ingram out, put Colin Murray Boyles into the game. So I've got those two matched up. But here's where it drops off the cliff. So Brandon Ingram, who is his counterpart on the bench? Is it Agbaji? Maybe. More of a 3-and-D without a lot of three lately, and decent D. Had a couple nice, sort of blocks, turnover stops this game, but he ends up. Hold on, I got it on the Charlotte team here, looking at what Bridges did. But Agbaji ends up with 2 points. 2 points? Like their bench outscored us by 10, I think it was at least, and that was still with a little bit of the game left, so it's possible. With Newport, sorry, does he start? Oh yeah, sorry, he starts again because he ended up with a. Anyway, it's possible they ended up with more ahead, but at least 10, and Agbaji's getting 2. Then we got Colin Murray Boyles can't score. Again, I don't know what that guy's a pass first, but again, I'm letting him off the hook because he's defense first. He's like Barnes, sort of. We're going to have to develop him and get his offense going a little better as he plays more. But yeah, Grady Dick comes in 18 minutes, 5 points. 18 minutes, 5 points. Ochai Agbaji, by the way, 16 minutes with his 2 points. Jacoby Walters starts in place of R.J. Barrett. 27 minutes, 5 points. Like, this is not acceptable. This guy should have not been given 27 minutes. After 7 or 8 of these minutes, when you see he's not producing, yank him. Get him out of there. Get James Battle in. Give him a chance. James Battle did not play in this game. He's not injured. As far as I know, they don't list him as injured. They just have him as a DNP coach's decision. I get Garrett Temple not going in. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, what the heck, coach, is going on? Because then we got, obviously, Jacoby Walter is the replacement for R.J. Barrett, seeing as he's getting the start with R.J. Barrett out of the game. But yeah, I think Battle, I don't know. I got to check their heights, actually. But I think Battle certainly seems bigger than Agbaji. So maybe technically then you got Battle coming in for Ingram. And I'm not even that upset with Walter coming in for RJ. But man, in this start, and it hasn't been great the last couple starts with Jacoby Walter being slotted in there. I know he's our project. They seem to really want to invest in this guy, but let's give him the hypnotherapy. Let's give him the psychology. Let's work on the mindset because these guys all have skills. It's all between the ears mostly. Let's teach him, how to stop over defending and fouling the crap out of everyone. And man, and let's get Emmanuel quickly not to do those turnovers at the end of the game because this is, between, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but somebody needs to step up. Agbaji, there's minutes on the table, my man. Jacoby, get your crap together. Dick, stop being one. What the hell? You are turning into, tap those. Remember the Kansas jacket you had on? Well, go find those slippers from Dorothy and start tapping them together and say, there's no shot like a three. There's no shot like a three. There's no shot like a three. And start hitting some, please. Or Mr. Darko, maybe Nick Nurse, if you don't mind. I know you're watching. Call up Darko. Tell him to send him the link. Actually, you don't even have to call him. Just email him. I'm sure you got his number. Text him. Text him the link to this video. Darko, I'm talking to you, my man. Give Battle more minutes. Battle is a bucket. You not see what he did against Cleveland? This guy, he's sitting there, fermenting. when he should be in the game, draining threes from Edmonton. Anyway, very sad. The Raptors lost. We didn't get a 10-day game. I was already fantasizing about my thumbnail being a nice 3D number 10. But I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to do maybe a -10. I don't know what to do on there. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Well, my subscribers were going crazy, and now they've been stagnant for like a few days now. I'm getting greedy, seeing them tick up every day. Now they're just sitting there. So if you're watching this and you are not a subscriber, please like, subscribe, give me a comment. Appreciate it. Mr. Beast for President. And see you Friday, December the 5th on Poker Night. My number one fan. Peace.